check. Did you get all of that check? Gonna give it the checkity check. Checkity check. Is that a 1, 2 check in it? Are we rolling? God damn it, David. All right, where's the cat? Get the cat. Come on. It's time to make Tiger Queen stew. There she is. Lana! Hey, what's up? Chef Christian Gill here, and it's time to get back on the Magic Struggle Bus. Hope you guys are ready. It's been a while. Let's go. We're gonna make Struggleburger Helper, or as I like to call it, Struggleburger Help Me. You got all these ingredients at home, all these wonderful things that most likely are in your cabinet, in your pantry, in your fridge, and we're gonna do some shit with it today. So, Struggleburger Helper. You guys remember growing up, and for those of you all that, actually fed all of us when we were growing up, and you didn't have a lot of time, and you didn't have a lot of ingredients, so you got that box of something burger helper. And there were all kinds of different ones. There was like lasagna and cheeseburger-roni and pizza-roni, and then there was this one classic one called beef pasta. So we're gonna make beef pasta Struggleburger Helper. Now the cool thing is that you can actually trade out all kinds of these ingredients for, take your ground beef. You could trade it out for shrimp, you could trade it out for chicken, you could trade it out for any other protein really. You could do tuna casserole, tuna surprise with the noodles. You're just gonna sub out a couple of things. So you take your ground beef, sub out your beef stock, and of course put chicken stock in there, put chicken, all of a sudden you have the basis for chicken noodles. Now, I know you could crock pot, Instapot. Once again, Sear Mamas, you Instapot it up. And all you dudes out there, Fry Papas, Instapot, fine, don't care. Just saying, we're gonna take a skillet and a pot, and we're gonna make a bunch of shit. So, here we go. First things first, I eat your brains, and then I start walking. That's Nicki Minaj. So, we've got our egg noodles, onion, garlic, celery, carrots. So we have our mirepoix, parsley, rosemary, and thyme. Beef stock, our ground beef. We've got a pound of ground beef. Heavy cream, because we're gonna touch this with a little heavy cream on the end. And we have our cornstarch slurry. So we're gonna make cornstarch slurry for the sauce to thicken it. Yes, I know. Where are you gonna make a gravy and a biscuit? I had to make a gravy and a biscuit. Haven't you done that yet? First and mostly, I would make a gravy, but all the flour is gone because the herd of Karens took it when I was at the store. I can't say Karens. It's not the same as saying the nick. Of course, I've got a little extra garlic powder because garlic the hell out of everything. Why not? And a little red cayenne pepper, and of course, we're gonna use salt, regular pepper. You can choose jazz it up however you want, but let's get down to business because I'm hungry. We're gonna get ground beef into our skillet. I'm gonna get that nice and brown. Now, we wanna brown the beef, not blacken the beef, because if you blacken your beef, then my black ass is in trouble for you not browning your beef. So, brown the beef, ladies. Touch of salt, touch of pepper. Now it's time to get dicing on our mirepoix. That is our onions, our carrots, and our celery. So we're gonna get those diced down. You want about a cup of diced onion. We're gonna take both of these 2 carrots and then 3 ribs of celery. Now, you can use less. I like this much just because I like a little veg, a little crunch, and obviously flavor, because this is Struggleville, and it's right down the street, and by street, I mean it's off of MLK near Flavortown, and that's where we're trying to go, but we don't have enough money to be there because we're struggling. Now we've got our ground beef, and we're gonna drain it separately. It's time to get our vegetables in the pan, let those saute down. We're gonna use a little bit of olive oil. Let those onions and that garlic sweat down. Gonna get a little bit more garlic powder. Let's get a little touch of cayenne pepper. We're gonna take these herbs and then roll them together, chop them up. Once it's all chopped up, it looks like that really crappy weed that the one line cook always has and thinks that he's got the best stuff in the world and calls it Princess Kush, but he just makes up names for all the different things he's got. Whatever, we love him anyway. He's nice. Vegetables will sweat down for about 3 to 5 minutes. All of our herbs inside the skillet. We're gonna get our ground beef back in the pan, bring all of that up in temperature, mix it all together, and it's time for that stock. It's about 4 cups of beef stock. and then bring that to a boil. Now, you can buy beef stock at the store, you can make beef stock at home, you can get all the bones you want from your local butcher if they're still open. Just get your beef stock from the store, get the stock, don't get the broth, because stock is generally gonna be richer, or you make your own at home. Now, while you're bringing that to a boil, it's time to get started on that pasta. Get our egg noodles in the pot of boiling water, and that's gonna be about 7 to 9 minutes. We prefer 7 minutes. We want that al dente because we're gonna add a hot sauce over top of it. We don't wanna overcook those noodles. I know some people really like overcooked noodles, and those people are terrorists. So we're gonna just do al dente today. Hey-oh, pasta's done. You're gonna start to drain that pasta, shock it with a little bit of cold water. We want it to stop cooking, so a little bit of cold water will shock that free. And look back over at our boiling mess of Struggleburger. So we're gonna get our slurry. Now this slurry is 1/4 of a cup of cold water, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. This is a concentrated slurry mix. And then we're going to stir it gently into our Struggleburger sauce beef mixture and let that thicken up. About 2 to 3 minutes, once it starts to boil back, thickens up to a nice texture that we want. So let's talk about the difference in slurry and roux. So roux is butter and flour, also fat and flour. So you could technically make a roux out of beef fat, tallow, and flour. You could also make a roux out of pork fat, lard, and flour. If I'm gonna make like a deep Southern New Orleans style roux, I'm gonna start with oil because I know that my oil isn't gonna burn the way that butter will. I can start with oil and flour and then finish with butter and still get a lot of that savory, delicious, rich texture that an all butter roux will bring you. Now a slurry, cornstarch and water, slurry does thicken similarly to a roux, but not quite as much. So you tend to have more translucent sauces and gravies when you're using a cornstarch slurry. So we're gonna add a touch of cream for the finish, take it off the heat, noodles in the bowl, and then ladle some of this ooey gooey, delicious, not gooey because there's no cheese in it, but there's cream. So what I have for you here is our Struggleburger Helper, your way, and here's my way. Struggleburger Helper. A little bit ground beef, noodles, made a nice cornstarch slurry-based gravy, filling sauciness. Now remember, you can do all kinds of things with this. If you wanted to use beef tips and add sour cream to it, change the flavor profile a little bit, you've got beef tip noodles, like a stroganoff and noodles. The choice is yours. Choice is yours. Whatever you want to do. Just make sure, struggle together. Don't struggle by yourself. Struggle bowls up. I'm Christian Gill. Deuces. It's really hot. Oh. I got it everywhere.
The pork burger. House
I didn't even tell me it was so hot.
And of course, it's on a potato bun.
I've already been eating 4 or 5 packs.
You
still rolling? And I can feel my fingernails swelling.
Damn it, David!
Half sometimes.